Assalamu alaikum. For those of you that's first time coming in and first time been to either one of our meetings, thank you for coming. And I'm quite sure you will leave with more than what you came with. Do we have the mayor here or any councilmen or any dignified members of the community? If so, thanks for coming and pay close attention. I want to thank the minister for speaking the few words that he spoke. Today, I want to do something that is maybe a little different. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
When a person knows why things happen, it gives them more power in making decisions. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Out of all the things that we've been doing here in Kansas City, Kansas, the community has been looking at it or looking past it as though it is nothing. And we're living this, so it's not hearsay. We live this every day. The participation from the community is very, very, very small. I do quite a bit of traveling over the country, and I go to our neighborhoods, where black people mostly are. And very few businesses do I see black people really patronizing in their community if the person that owns the business is black. Well, based on what's going on in the community, I can understand that, because the temptation of the man that's in charge or ruling has made all these other things more appealing or tempting. So you go where you think the best thing is. The best, has everything entailed in it. It has, scientific structure and all these things that really tempt you down to your soul almost. The black man hasn't put up anything to do that other than the spirit in which he's doing it. If he does it right, that's a temptation. And if you submit to that temptation, you'll be pleased. Well, that's what we've been doing here. And I want to say this, not as an insult, only for a point of reference or for information. The young brothers that you see here working with us, you all listening?
Yes, sir.
That you see working with us, or that is full-time in the United Nations of Islam, they are struggling every day to make sure that they maintain their correctness. Because we're not perfect yet. So we're also tempted by what you all do and what you say. And it's usually an insult that we always take from the community. Because what you bring us is like the idea that we think we're better than you. That's not the case at all. Is everything all right? In order for the brothers and sisters to maintain their power or their freedom, they must be operating under a different thought or mindset that caused them to be successful. To continue doing this in the face of all the insults that come to us from our young people, and because they come around us and they want to do the things that will take us back into things that are wrong, or make our behavior attract the authorities. So now we are being monitored by the police because we are suspicious of doing thus and so. So we have to make sure we never do that. So when you all come to try to make us accept it and we don't accept it, you take on a posture like they think they're better than us. That's not it. We don't make but $2 a week or month anyhow. And we sure don't go to court and spend that on lawyers. So if we know that and stay out from it before it even starts, I think that's intelligent. Don't you think so? So those of you that want to really taste freedom, you should come and actually participate with us. Now, I'll get into why some of these things are happening. And I do pray you listen. I think at the end of what I'm going to say, that we have mics here, I see that you may ask me questions. It's one thing that I do know for sure. The community here in Kansas City do not know how fortunate you are. You don't know. Just for me living here, I don't live in no rich community. I didn't move away from you. But most people that live here don't know me. They see ride by the house, they see RV sitting in the back. Well, he must have plenty of money. Got RV sitting back. Let me tell you why that is. I'm teaching everything to make sure everything goes forward. And I'm the example of it. So if we're changing our food diet, our behavior, and then we don't have no choice than to go with those that are not doing this because we're traveling, that's not wise. I'll say it this way. If I'm eating according to my blood type or to be healthy and have the right atmosphere while I'm doing this eating, well then, if we do have an RV, we cook our meals, we're with our own people, we're not insulted, and if we want to go to someplace else, we can go. It's not that we have to go because we don't have it. Is this making sense?
Yes.
And plus, you know, God gives you many things that you ask for. And when he really presents it to you, it's in a way that you can't refuse it. Even though you look and say, man, I'm going to have to eat beans for 10 years to pay for this. But it's to a way what you still can't refuse it because the offer is so inviting. And when you go to actually take it, everything that you need to make sure that you get it, it shows up. Well, that's what I'd like to see happen with this community. Because, like I said before, this is going to be a model community here in Kansas City, Kansas. It's going to be a model one. It already is. You all just don't know it because you're not participating. I have found from all the places that I go and all the TV shows that I hear and all the talk radio shows that I hear, the black man still has a will to do right. You might say, well, why it got to be the black man? Because it's true. Because it's true. If anyone else had the will to do it and they had the power to make it happen, they would have done it. You know, if I have my child at the house or whatnot, and there's food in the cabinet, but the child's only a year old, they can't reach it, they can't cook it, they can't do anything. But I'm wondering why the child is starving. But the food is there, I'm capable. The gas isn't turned off, the electricity is still on. So all I have to do is get it and give it to the child. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So since that is not happening for us as a people, we have to do it ourselves. And it looks like only those ones that are here with me, voluntarily, full time, is really serious about this. Most of the community thinks, well, we are making them do that. We're making the youth be prisoners. We're this, that. But you never come and ask. You never come and say, look, what? You may go ask one of them. Then whatever they tell you, you still don't believe it because, well, that's a child. They're taught to say that. Don't ask them that. Ask them something about science. Ask them something about mathematics and see if we've made them say that. Ask them something where they have to actually think to answer it. It can't be something that's a quote. Ask them that and see if they can answer it. Then if they can do that, then you know they're not being made to do anything. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Now, why? Why, Royal, is this happening? In order for me to actually continue doing this, I would have to know why. If not, I'd give it up like everybody else or try to take advantage of you. And nobody here in Kansas City, Kansas can say that we've taken advantage of you. Most everything we have, we are renting it from a black person. But the people we rent from never show up. They just make sure that we pay the rent every month. And most of the time, 99% of the time, it's paid every time when it's supposed to be paid. And the secretaries that is counting the money, because I don't never see it, they just call me and tell me, Father so-and-so came in. I said, all right, well, make sure you pay so-and-so. Oh, well, Father, I don't know how we're going to do that. I said, well, don't worry about it, we have it. But we still don't see the people. In Quindaro, everybody has bore witness, it has changed. And it's changed because of us. Now, I'm going to go further than that. It's not just Quindaro. Just about all of Kansas City, Kansas, in this area, Johnson County, or what county we're in, Wyandotte, has changed or is changing. I'm seeing people working on their roofs, cutting their grass, painting their house. That wasn't happening when we first got here. And I can see it because I was here looking. Now it is beginning to take place. Now I want to say, why is this happening now? And why you all have not accepted us. It's mainly because you do have the will to do right and be right. However, those ones of us that has been placed before you, that has been claiming that's going to help and help solve the problem, help us to be more respectful as a people, has always let you down. In short, trust has been broken. Now, to let me know that you still want it, we started off, I'll just go back this far, we started off with Martin Luther King. He spoke, and he was a very good speaker, very elegant. I mean, that man could speak. However, what he spoke was very good for all people, if it could be lived. So we saw what happened to that. You got on the front of the bus and you did all these different things. However, look at your condition now. Now, at the same time when Martin Luther King was here, Elijah was here. However, because the expected results and how it was being achieved was so much different from what Martin Luther King was saying, most people went with the king. Because it included all people. What the message was bringing about, it included all people that wanted to be right. Not just all people, period. All right. Now, when Elijah was here, most of you all did not participate. If you did, your children wouldn't be the way they are now. And the ones that did participate, you were followers, and your children still messed up. I'm saying, I hope you really understand what's being said. Because what's taking place here, the only way that you're going to be able to benefit from it, if something is in your midst and it's divine, it only serves you if you participate in it. If you sit down to eat at a table and you don't put it in your mouth, I don't care how good it smells, you ain't going to get fat from that. Is that right? So if somebody comes into my neighborhood, matter of fact, every time the siren goes by every morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then at night, and I'll be thinking to myself, now why they got to do that in the morning? I don't see nobody going down the street but them. I get up and look. They must be just waking up black people. They're going to hear, and you can hear it coming from a long way every morning, like clockwork. And I'm saying now, is it that we are so negligent in our behavior that we're always calling on them in some kind of emergency way? And it's always all around the same time. Makes you kind of question it, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, I still pay attention. I don't just say, well, that's just the ambulance. Oh, no. I get up and look out the window and see if I see smoke. Check it. Most of you don't do that. I'm right in your community. We, as a nation, is all over North America. All over it. I just got a call just before I came here. Maybe a little late for it. Just got a call from North Carolina. Brother there got in touch with us from the Shriners. Jumping up and down. He started telling the secrets over the phone. He was so excited about what we're doing. Just because we told him, look at this tape and look at the website. Maybe you all don't know what the Shriners are. They don't usually tell secrets, especially over the phone. However, I'm not there. He made the statement, if I had known this took place a week ago, we had a state assembly, a state meeting, whatever it is, I would have loved for someone of you all been there to explain it. We're having something soon. Will you send somebody? But I'm right here. Right here. The school board, let us have a school. We teach our children. We teach them. We don't train them. There's a big difference. We don't have to have our teachers stay home from school or call in sick because they're afraid of the students. It's the other way around. This is for real. Most of you all that are parents, and it's not just Kansas City, Kansas. This is everywhere. The only thing Kansas City, Kansas has is me, and nobody else has it. That's your difference. That's your difference. We've been doing this with nothing. With nothing. Every time they come to pay the RB note or house note, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's got to come from somewhere. Then here it comes, trickles in, blip. But it's none, where we can go fill it up 2 or 3 times and ride around. If you understand what I'm saying. All because when I first started here, I made a statement, all of the elders, the ones that were here, because I rode around seeing a lot of abandoned cars in your front yard and so forth. I made an offer to take them away. Make your yard look good and give you the money for them, what they would give you at the junkyard. We would take it away. Matter of fact, before we got our wrecking truck or rollback, I made this statement, and I went and got the rollback for that. Nobody took advantage of it. Nobody. Now we got to get rid of the rollback. It's done wore out. Oh, I'm saying this because this is life and this is what's taking place. Now, as far as the government is concerned, everything that we are doing, you benefit from it. Every building we clean up, you benefit from it. And I hope somebody's here from BPU. We got started, they started off real good. It was a real temptation. Good. I think they gave us $10,000. Get things open, get it going. They know they're going to get it back. But we're working, I'm telling you now, we're working, we have little scientists, little short people, working now to eliminate you. I mean, the need of you. I don't mean nothing harmful. I want you to think about this right. They are thinking now, they're looking into the water, they're looking into the atmosphere. They're looking to come up with some other alternative that we can use as a nation that keeps us free. Because the way we are doing it now, there's a bunch of headaches. You go home at night after having all this trouble one night, you can't love your wife, she can't love you, the children is upset, they watching. What's wrong with them? Nothing is never settling, nothing. So what I'm doing and those that are with me, we're working feverishly, continuously, perpetually to make sure this actually works, because our children, we owe it to them. If we don't make it in this world, like Martin Luther King said, it's going to happen. He might not live to see it, but it's going to happen because it has to. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, now, Elijah is here at the same time King is. Elijah is saying black, 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 black. Well, that's insulting to some people. Still, it's the fact. You go to the prison, what's there? You expect to see just inmates, but most of them are blind. So it's no secret, and we got to get away from that thing. Well, you know, you got to include everybody. You don't include everybody. If that were so, it would never have been stated by God. My people lose their life for the lack of knowledge. My people. He didn't say the people. The people lose their life for the... No, my people. So there's got to be a difference in these people. Would you say? All right. Now, Elijah was here saying, look, this is what has to happen. God comes to those that is in the most need of him. He's not going to the man. He gave a man, what, 7 talents? 3 talents? 1 talent? Something like that? The man that had the 7 talents, he didn't have to come back to him because the man was working with it. He went to the man, and when he got to the man with the 1 talent, he said, what did you do? I buried my talent. So when you come back, I would not have squandered it. So he said, okay. So he took the talent from him and gave it to the man with 7. He took and gave it to the man that had the most. That's the same thing we're doing. Black man running up and down the street, we're looking terrible. And I don't mean just this place here. Like I said, I go everywhere. It's almost like these are unemployable human beings. You can't even go ask them if you lost, where is Elm Street? But on the other hand, the man that is making a showing has got his scientists working. So if you can afford to get the car and punch in your address and come out, you don't have to ask nobody. Are you following what I'm saying? So what does that leave you? Always behind. That don't mean because what this world is doing, there is no other knowledge. Or there's nothing else to be thought of. It's hardly anything else to be thought of in this way of living the way we live. That has almost reached its zenith. Now, Elijah wasn't to stay here very long, just to do a particular duty and leave. I'm saying this because I am the spiritual head of the United Nations of Islam. Spiritual. Not that I don't know the physical. I do know that also. Because it whips me every day. After Elijah passed, things didn't turn out the way we would like for it to turn out. Then, here comes two more people that's supposed to be for us as a people. You all listening? Because this is why. If you don't know the why of things, you can't master it. Two more people comes after Elijah. Wallace and Louis Farrakhan. Nothing hasn't happened with them. So whatever trust you had to make sure that the conditions for living better for the black man and black woman or the downtrodden would be successful now is gone. There is no more trust. I can't trust that. That's why we go to every city. Before I come, we pass like thousands of flyers. We'll be on the radio. We'll be on TV. 20 people show up. We're in a city where we have a restaurant or a diner. They come by and partake of it, use it. But when it comes to sharing the idea, they don't want to hear it. Because all of those that came before this. Are you listening? Now, those of you that go to church and you with God, or you think you are, if you would reflect in a real way, if the book reads, at the end of time, I will come. At the end. Now, if this ain't the end, I don't want to see it. I hope you were really listening. If there is a workable solution that's already presented itself. We've been here how long? 10 years or, how long, Brother Secretary? Since 96. That's almost, 12 years? 96 is about to slip in here, right? 2006. The number 10, by the time you get to 10, that should be a remarkable change. Everything has got to change. Even in your life lessons, you go from 1 to 9 and you start back over again. And if you've been a good boy, so to say, a good man, or a good person, when you're in your 9th year, things go pretty good. But if you've been a rascal from 1 up to 9, when 9, you might have a heart attack and die. Because nature don't play that. You know, if you missed a lesson, they don't say, okay, well, you can still go to the next level. Oh, no. You got to go back and do that. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know about numerology? Astrology and other things? It has a little power, a little knowledge to it. But what I'm sharing with you all, trust has been broken. Especially if it's got anything to do with Islam. Because that has been the most pronounced promise that people have witnessed. We promise we're going to do that if you just unite. If you just pool your money. If you just do this. And the people came and just gave. And we have living proof that that happened. The man called for 1 million men. Not just people, just men. Over 1 million came. So that let us know they're ready. What happened to the leadership? And because that happened, that was the seal to break all of the trust that you would have in that. Now, you have a lot of young people that felt good when they got there. Oh, the feeling was great. But the people that know how to make things work, they know feelings don't hardly count for nothing. And the young people are so frivolous in their thinking, the people that do have things are not young. So they're not going to loan what they have out to the foolish. So the best the young people can do is go up and down the street and get on the radio and talk about how good they feel, how great it was. But nothing was accomplished. So everybody that could do something, the trust was broken. Bam, like the umbilical cord was cut. Now, at the end of time, God show up. Oh, we don't know you, God. And if you come in the same vein that they came in, we don't trust you. You got to do something. Well, we've been doing it for 10 years here. We was doing it before we got here, but here, where the sunflower, if you get the message. So if you're going to know a man by the work that he does, or you know a tree by the fruit it bears, if you don't know us, it's because you refuse to look. You refuse to look. I know when I was coming up, I had a savings account. And when I heard this, forget that rainy day. Here is the account. Really. And I've been doing it ever since. And because people to come, are you really listening? Because I want to be just talking human to you. You know, you got enough of this government and what promise what we're going to do. And, we're going to do quite a few things here. We won't always be in a position to have to ask you. We're going to be in a position where what we're doing is going to attract you. However, here's the difficulty in that. You listening? When something attracts you, and you move because of the attraction and don't know what makes it attract you, you're always subject to be ruled. Instead of being the ruler or a participant in that rule. If you go to government and get a government job or whatnot, you got to study how it's set up. You can't say, well, I want to be president. I look good. I can speak well. I mean, I know what Columbus did, so oh, no. Now, even greater than that, if you want to go to the moon, you want to go to NASA, you got to study. You can't go because you play the piano well, or because you like Patty and you can sing and touch your soul. You still ain't going to get no job there. Is this making any sense? Well, here in Kansas City, Kansas, we've almost been here, like you said, 10 years, and at least 8 we've been begging you to take a look. We've got property on 18th Street. To me, it's almost like an embarrassment to me. We got it started. An investor came in. He told us all that he can do. I said, okay, you do that. We'll go ahead and back you, and we'll do thus and so. That's fizzled out. However, the community, if you just came and participated normally, not extra, just normal, everything goes back to you. And this is how you look at it. I see, I'm being told. I will see if it really happens. I see another laundromat is being, they say it's opening up right down the street from where we have ours. It's almost like we don't exist. But this is the difference. When a person goes into business and they set up something for them, that's okay. Because it's for them. If they're saying, well, it's for the community or for us as a people, that can't happen. It's got to be set up where if you open up a laundromat, you got to be making the soap. If you open up a laundromat, you got to have mastery of the machines. Otherwise, it's got to be something that is going to keep down always the cost to the participator in the community. If I just set it up for me, yes, I'll go around and check, see what everybody's charging, charge the same thing. If we're doing it for the community, we got to do everything where it fits. No one thing left out. We selling gas, we got to have a mechanic. We got members who want to go someplace, we got to have buses. Not just, you say, well, you don't have to, just put them on a Greyhound. That's the Greyhound. I mean, you get on the bus on the Greyhound, you don't know who you're sitting beside, you don't know what kind of conversation you're going to get into. You don't know how much you're going to be insulted, but I can guarantee you are going to be insulted. Is that right? All right, I'm looking at an airport. Because that's how many people are going to be coming here. If Walmart can do it, we most certainly can do it. That little place down there in Arkansas, Bensonville, whatever it is, they say you can get an airplane from all over the world come there. When they can't go to Little Rock. All because of Walmart. I've said this and I've said it again over and over, and I'm still saying it. And I hope some of you all that are here really take this to heart. We are not your enemy. The only thing that makes us appear to be that way is because we will not allow you to make us go off the track. That's all. That is all. That's all. We want you all to, I spoke to the secretary and my wife. I said, I would like for some members of the community. We just put them on the bus and take them around and show them what's in motion. Not just here. All over the country. So you will be able to see what's supporting this, because you ain't. Not here. Outside of gas, that's it. If the brothers, if you eat the food, they got to carry it to you. You won't come and get it. So it's got to be something. Now, if you say, well, you're doing it just for money, it can't be for money. The wear and tear on the car, the 2 people that's bringing it, because we never hardly send one person by themselves. We send 2. Then the gas it takes, so and the price that you pay for it, and we got to buy the food. We're not growing everything yet. We got a little fish farm, but it's so small, 3 or 4 families, and you serve that. But it's a start. What I'm saying to you, you got the world in your hands right here. But you don't know it because you've lost trust. Well, why you got to name it like a white person told me, he said, Royall? It sounds to me like you all are the nation of Islam. I said, we're not. Well, why don't you change your name? Because it's too close to the nation. And I'm not giving them anything. I can understand that. But that's another thing to show me trust is broken. Even if the nation had did what it said it was going to do. White people wouldn't act that way. They wouldn't be that way towards them. What we're doing, we're not doing because we're black or white. We're doing it because we're the ones that's most needed. And expect white folks to give us anything. We got to show them that we're at least doing something with what we already got. And I know it's true because the ones that do come and see it, they start offering. Well, can you take this and take this? Oh, I'll make it possible for that. Then we look around and say, if they give it to us, who can work it? And we say, well, we'll get back with you. Are you all listening? I would like for everyone here to really be free in a real way. If we didn't think of you all like in a community setting or whatnot, or a nation, we wouldn't have a medical center. We wouldn't have no medical center. And the man that's heading up the center has it in his heart, according to what he said when he was little. He wanted to come back and do this. We made it possible for him to actually do it. But where are the patients? You see? You're still running over to the hospital. Well, you don't necessarily have to do that. Right there in your community. Save gas. If you walk, save shoe leather. Taxi fare. All these kind of things we've already put in. One thing leads to another. They all relate. And we participated in the relationship the way it's supposed to be. Everybody benefits everybody. Right? We won't be killing one person because he's doing the work of 5. At night, we protect our property. We patrol it. It takes gas. It takes a vehicle. It takes someone that's dedicated. Don't pull around the back of someplace and go to sleep. We're doing that. Now, you say, well, that's yours places. We had up there your. You just say, well, I don't want it. I don't want it. Your. Your diner, your supermarket, your filling station. Yours. Not my. The trust has got to be brought back. And if you would just take your time to look to see what we're doing, I'm quite sure your thinking might change. And there's something else I want to say too. I don't know if we have any reverends here or not. You all that call yourself a man of God, a man of the cloth, if you are for real, you heard what I'm supposed to be or who I'm supposed to be. You've heard that. But you never asked me, is it true? What you have done is told your parishioners, according to them, to stay away from us because God will punish you if you come around us. Isn't that something? But you go to Walmart. White folks are trying to punish them. When they set up all these little businesses, got to go out of business, so now everybody's mad with them. But you just love them. Am I making myself clear? This is understandable. Well, you might say, well, I want to go to college, and I want to do this, and I want to be that, and I want to come to the university. Better still, either one of you all or a group of you all that are college graduates, just got out of college, come to the university and try to teach our children, just for one day, and see who corrects who. In other words, if you think what I'm saying is just like, I'm kind of like complaining, and this is not really drawing your attention, we don't teach nobody in our schools who I am or what I am. That's not necessary. We teach math, science, civilization, geography, and we have we want to have a large area for invention. so we can really let the child that's thinking come out with it. However, the funding money seems to be very scarce. And from the children that come to our school, I can easily see they can easily come up with another source of energy. And what makes it very, very good about this, we can come up with whatever we want to come up with to serve us because we are a nation. We already have it in written. The government has put this, we are a legitimate nation. So if we come up with a fuel, we just have to come up with something that's going to work with what we make. We can't put it on their market because that would be like competition. But we can do whatever we want to do with us. You see, so if you become a participant or even a member in the United Nations of Islam, this belongs to you. In other words, the freedom for you to actually go into your mind and think, to come up with something that's really going to serve us as a people. And if we do it right, that's another temptation that white folks can't stay away from. Then here they come. Can we be a part of this? We can say, well, for what reason? I mean, you have your scientists. Yes, we have them, but we're still troubled. Now, if we say, yes, you can be a part of this, are you going to steal this from us? Oh, no. We already know how to do it. However, the way we do it, we can't do it. But the way you all are doing it, we'd like to be a part of it. You listening? Am I being incoherent? The greatest thing about who you're looking at is that all of the answers that people are looking for, I got them. You might say, well, that's kind of arrogant. I dare him say so. If I didn't, I wouldn't have mics up there if he'd ask me questions. Everywhere I go, hey, what do we want to know? Ask me. Whatever. If it's his own nature, righteousness, ask it. We have a tape that I just did in Washington, D.C., where a young pastor interviewed me for 2 hours on TV. And it was so effective. You want to know what could he do to be a part of this? So we have the tape here. Maybe some of you Christians should take the tape and let your pastor see it. I mean, I'm so generous, I'll give you the tape so you can see it. It's not something that I want you to ask, find out about, just Muhammad or the Quran. We don't even go by that. If we did, we'd be doing like everybody else, talking and doing nothing. We got all these chairs over here. Did you all know from the community the 100th person would get $100? So I was so sure, I said, well, I won't have to give it. I'm making an appeal to your thinking. I'm making an appeal to you. If you would just go by example, how many of you all know where I live? By show your hands. Most of you all know where I live at. You ride by and see the house and everything, you can tell where it is. If you can remember what the house looked like before I started living there, then you would know. I didn't move out of the community. I didn't make the house elaborate. However, I made it civilized. Just for me and the family. And any of you all that want to come and visit. If I'm eating bean soup and you come to the door, I'll give you some too. The person that lived there before us, they came out and saw the house, they couldn't believe it. He's living in California now. He didn't come. He was in town for something else. He just rode by and wanted to see where his mother used to live. He passed the house. What? He come turn around and came back. Well, we didn't know who the man was. I just wanted to come in and look and see, I used to live here. So, well, yeah, come on in. We came all through the house and everything. We didn't know the man from Adam. But just by him seeing, a change is taking place. And the policemen that work here in Kansas City, Kansas, they see the brothers out patrolling at night. And they speak to them. They let them know, say, we certainly appreciate what you all are doing. We're going to patrol even more to help you. Check your business and whatnot and make sure everything is right. But the community don't come. got a restaurant, not a restaurant, it's a diner, owned by a black woman. I don't know if she's here or not. I won't ask. But every month, she gets a rent. And when we got it, it didn't look nothing the way it looks now. Nothing. We had a little ice cream, sweets to eat. We couldn't keep it going. Nobody participated. But it didn't look the way it looks now. You follow what I'm saying? So the main thing I would like for you to do when you leave here, go back and tell somebody, we are not the community's enemy. We are not. And there's no way in the world, the ones that you see with us here, these people that's wearing bow ties, the ones that's sitting over there, there's no way in the world I could make all of them do something because I got some voodoo on them. That just don't work. The reality of it is they have come from something, an idea that they want to do something to make a change. And I'm saying, okay, well, let's do this. And to work with people that's ungrateful is something like, it's a grind. We're not in a community where people come and they're glad to see us. Oh, how you doing? And that makes it, oh, boy, let me even be better. But no, it's like, but Scripture says we're supposed to be here. Prophecies say this is the place here. In this world, they say this is the joint. Right here in Kansas City. Not Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas. This is the place. Now, to bear witness, like I said, you got to show me. And we are showing them. You see, it's happening every day. However, it would be much faster if you participated. If you can't participate other than just come by and say, I like what you're doing. Keep it up. You'd be surprised what it does for the spirit. Thank you. Then it causes us to be better attentive to the next person that came right behind you. When I'm in town, we have our spiritual meetings over at the university in the auditorium. I'm always looking, do we have any visitors? 1 or 2 people may come. Most of the time, same people. We are so far ahead of you in knowing what is happening, what to do, where to go, who to talk with. It's almost like we're in 2 different worlds based on your choice. We're not stopping you from being with us. There is no strict rules. Well, to be with us, you cannot say it. You have to say it's. Some foolishness like that. Now, they say, well, we can't be there because, that man thinks he's God. What man could think he's God and actually be God? God is a deity that is so far-reaching in the ability to make things happen that a man can't just say it and think that he really is. So if you all think that I think that, come and help me. Help me to think better. Don't stay away and talk about, well, I ain't going over there because he thinks they don't believe in Jesus. Oh, that's something else too. Of course, the preacher had asked me about Jesus. He asked me. When I finished, he said, I never thought of it like that. It's unbelievable. In other words, he was real happy. He was extremely happy when he found that. That it? Man, good thing I ain't spooky. If you would just try it, you have quite a few, well, I'm going to say quite a few, a few brothers that were born and raised here. One brother moved like everybody knew him. He knew everybody. So it looks like if you just knew him and he's with this, it should be like, well, I should investigate it. They don't have one business, and what we have we don't even call it business. It's an extension of the university, because the people that's actually running them or maintaining them are people that come, your children. They don't know nothing. They don't know anything. They tear up everything. I think I heard somebody, the minister talking about closing the door. They didn't know nothing. So anything we get started, the first 6 months, we got to keep repairing for what they tore up, because you didn't teach them nothing. So it ain't no big thing like, well, they are working them little children, and you all gave us hell. You don't think so? Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't think so, you hire your children. And see how long you have what you have. Matter of fact, most times you put them out of your house. Can you imagine a nation? I don't mean just here in Kansas. We just came back from Wichita. We opened up a sit-down restaurant. We got a sandwich shop there. Now the people are saying, well, because we asked them, what do you want to see us do? Well, we want to have you all to get a bigger restaurant where we can sit down and eat. Up pops the opportunity. Boom. So I got my wife. I said, well, look, we need to go down and take a look at this. We went down and looked at it. Perfect. So we said, how much money you got? Well, Father, you know, because we report to you. Okay. So it looked like we might not be getting it if it's based on that. However, no, we're going to get it. If I have to go in the closet and strike that. I'm being humorous now. However, it's something that we need for the mere fact that we need our hope has got to be brought back up in the right place. Our expectations got to be put where it should be. And the only way that can happen is something has got to be happening. Not something thought of. It can't remain just an idea and that's it. It has to actually be in motion. That's why the saying is, you know a tree by the fruit it bears. The tree has bore something. Now you can say, oh, I know what it is. You know, so the same thing with this. We got to be doing something when it's being done. That's the attractive part. However, we've been here 10 years doing it as a model city here. Now we're in New Jersey. We've been in Maryland. We're in Cincinnati. We're in Los Angeles. Well, I pulled everybody out of Los Angeles. I took everybody out of there. I got a couple more people. We got to take the truck and go get them. And they're complaining about the price they got to pay, but they... But most every place else, we got something there. In Baton Rouge. When Katrina came, are you all ready for this? I'm not talking about those you all that's with me. Because one thing, because those of you all that are with me, you know everything. I don't keep no secrets. I don't keep the bank account a secret because there ain't nothing in it. Yeah, I don't keep no secrets. If I'm going someplace, we put it on the web and let everybody know. So there's no secrets. The people, God, they lose their life for the life, my people. This is God speaking now. Not necessarily me, but God speaking. My people lose their life for the lack of knowledge. After it was sent to them. Lose their life. Katrina came to black people. So what if white folks lost all of New Orleans? Look how many other cities they got. New Orleans ain't the only city they have. Every 100 miles you run into a city. You get the drift? You all going to sleep? In other words, I'm trying to paint a picture that's real so that you'll be able to do something about the opportunity you have. This is an opportunity that has been here for 10 years. You've been ignoring it. If it took place the way it should have, when that did, it may not even had to have happened. We had a couple people with us in that particular tragedy. As soon as they found out what was happening, we told them, look, get the book in. We told them where to go. We already had a place for them. But that's two people. I mean, they're family. What about a whole people? We got to have a place for them. You all need to come to the temple and listen to the Minister Gregory. We call him Minister Gregory because he's a very good minister. He's very real. And things that you need to know that will cause you to be active in the right activity, he can guide you to it. A couple of times I looked at him and I said, I think you God. Everything I can think of, you doing it. I asked him, well, how to start this car? I repair it. I should put this chimney up, or I'll do it. I need some more electric in this building. I'll take care of that. If I need some, the gas pumps fixed, I'll fix that. But what is you can't fix? You understand what I'm saying? But he's doing this every day, but there's no thanks from the community. Thanks have to come from us that are here right amongst ourselves. And that's, like the preacher preaching to the choir. It's not being magnified. Even after your child grew up to whatever height he's going to be, whatever weight he's supposed to be, you still want to see him grow here. If he gets ready and he becomes stagnant, it's like, man, something wrong with that boy. So we want the same thing to happen here as a people. It's got to happen. It has got to happen. That's not debatable. There's no level of reasoning you can bring to this idea that will cancel it out. It's got to happen. And it's not about a black and white thing. Ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with it. White folks can't say that I haven't blessed him or God didn't bless him. Everything that exists, they run in it. You know, if I own 4 or 5 homes and whatnot to keep them going, I still got to go to him. I'm not making no siding. I'm not doing anything. I'm not making no concrete. I'm not getting the material. And the people that deal with it, I don't even know them. So it ain't well, we're against white. If we were, couldn't make it. We was in, Mobile, Alabama, yesterday. Or the ones we have already there. And the baked goods that were being sold there, you listening? The people, this is, from what was told, this is in the IRS building. You know, the brothers had enough nerve to go in the IRS building. But the thing of it is, they were buying it up. And one person had turned his back for a moment and turned around to get his merchandise. Somebody had stole it. He went off. So we finally got it back to him. And then one of the women came up and says, will you take a check? Well, yeah, we'll take a check. Because he thought she was going to buy all the rest of them, like 20-something. But she only bought $1 to $3, whatnot. So she said, who are you with? What does this UNI stand for? UNY. What does it stand for? You with Louis Farrakhan? Said, no, we're not with him. Said, well, I'm glad because I was going to tie this check up. She was glad. You see? Nobody else is going down there doing that. Nobody's coming to the office offering them anything, especially IRS. They're not loved. You understand what's being said? However, all of it is being stemmed from here. This is the heart. Just like all your blood goes through your body, whatnot, this is the heart. We're doing the most work right here. This muscle is constantly working all the time, right here. So we would like for the lungs and the intestines and all that kind of thing like that really work together. We like for you all here that's in the community. We don't want to just keep importing people in. Right now the government is probably saying, look, it's too many of them coming in from other places. However, they're being so civilized, we'll wait a while before we expel them. You know, it's like trying to expel sunshine. Are you listening? Well, I certainly hope this makes a little sense to you. I want to make sure that this is presented as hope without hate. And it is something that has to be done. Now, if any of you all want to ask me any questions, we have a secretary here. Maybe a lot of you all know him, Brother Secretary James 2X, and he kind of getting on me about that James 2X. I got to give him my name. So, well, it's time. 10 years, things should change. So if you all have any questions you would like to ask me, I'll be more than happy to satisfy them, regardless of what it is. As long as it's something that deals with truth and nature. Even a few lies, I deal with that too. You're not going to find no person on the earth. Listen. Take this in very carefully. You're not going to find no person on the earth that is more considerate or lovable than me. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'm not going to lie on you. And whatever I can do for you, I'll do it. Especially if I see what you're asking me to do for you is something positive. If you ask me to lie for you, I'm not going to do that. All right, well, since no one has no question, I got one other thing to say. I'm going to bring up the secretary. If you do have questions, you can come to the mic. Those of you that have contact with us, some of us go down to the office to get food stamps. And because the sisters or brothers who go look like they don't need nothing, because they're dressed the way they should dress to be civilized, look like, well, are you asking for something? That's not the normal attire for people just asking for things. And those of you that stand in the way to make sure it don't happen, and you want to know our great-great-great-great-grandfather's name, you're going to have to come to a point where that's irrelevant. If you're looking to see, and I'll give you an example. Are y'all listening? Because I want you to know what we go through. We already know what you go through, but you don't know what we go through. I had 2 of my grandchildren with me. You know, they were wards of the state of Illinois. So I had them with me right here. They knew it. They knew they were here. Matter of fact, they sent a check every month for them and whatnot. And I told them I didn't want it. They said, well, you have to take it. I said, but they're my own grandchildren. Well, that don't make no difference. The computer don't care. It's going to spit out a check every month, whether you take it or not. I said, okay, well, send it. And then they lied and lied and lied. People come almost every year, 2 or 3 times a year, check out the home. Say, well, look, we said we wanted to adopt them. Okay, you can adopt them. You got to do this. Everything they said we were to do, we did it. So that's the end of you all visiting our home. Yes, sir. Then they come up one more time. The straw that broke the camel's back. We got to come and check your home again. You know, we know we've signed the papers and everything, but we have to come and check the children. They said, look, you said that wasn't going to happen. It was over with. For the umpteenth time, you said it. Now, this time we're holding you to it. So since we didn't answer their question the way they liked, they came and took the children. However, this is what we did. You listening? This is what we did. The same thing we're doing with you right now. I'm giving you a mental picture, but we took them and gave them a tour. Let them see everything that the child and children was involved in, not just the home, the university, everything that we had going on, and their friends, so that they can see it. One Caucasian, one black woman. They went to the diner, we fed them, they didn't act like they didn't want to eat. We don't come in here. The white woman was more respectful than us. So they came to the house, I let them in, set them to the table. My wife was so upset, she said, I'm leaving, I ain't going to stay for that. So I understand, baby. Because that wasn't the only place. We were in Maryland. We got them in Maryland. Their uncle had them in Georgia. He was messing up so bad, we took them in Maryland. So we had Maryland and here. How long we had them? Almost 6 or 7 years? So because they didn't like what we said, and my wife left, they came and took them. Then shortly later, we get a phone call. One of them tried to commit suicide. According to the office, you know, we were a bad influence on the children. You see? He laying out in the street and wanted a car or something run over him. The police had to get him up. 2 weeks later, he done tried to jump out of a window, trying to kill himself. The other one calls up, he's crying, why we got to go? Why couldn't we come back? But it's all because of and the black woman that came with the white woman to the house, sit in the house, we sit down and talk with her. She said, well, you know what they're saying about you all. I said, what is that? You know that word. What word? That cult word. You mean a cult? Yes. McMood was sitting there. When you there, Brother McMood? He was sitting there. I said, how can you teach mathematics, mathematical thinking, and be in a cult? How can you do that? If you teach a person how to think mathematically, that means teaching them how to think accurately. In a cult, the most thing about that is secrecy. So how could that be? I asked her that. Well, you know what they say. I'm looking at her. The children now are gone. You see? They're going to the public schools. And the person they stand when they call back and say, they're making us eat this, you know, I know it's not good. They had more knowledge than them. So they would call back telling us, well, hey, what can we do? You want me to work some magic? So the same thing with this community. Because a person tries to do right, everything of evil comes against it. Everything. There is no reasoning with that. You trying to do right? Oh, well, we'll see if you're going to do it or not. like I hear the preachers and other people here in this community. I'm just telling you what comes to me. And the actions bear witness. It's got to be true. We're going to see how long they last. They got to bet with each other. We'll see how long they last. Isn't that crazy? It'd be something different if we went to white folks' neighborhood. So look, we're going to set up here and you're going to make us accept us. Then yeah, I can understand it. Well, we'll see how long they last. I can understand that. But right here, there's no preacher alive. Now I want you to understand this, hear it well. There's no preacher, no individual alive that knows what I know about that which is real. Anything that is divine, no one breathing can surpass what I know and what I'm doing. No one. And I'm not saying it because I'm arrogant. I'm saying it because it's true. And I will challenge, or I will allow to be challenged by anyone or any group of ones. Period. I won't have to be arrogant. I won't have to be insulting. Just be me. However, you got this here. You got 4 or 5 churches right on the street. Not one has invited me. I have sent those from me to the church. They end the service. End the service before it was time. Just cut it off. Just because we were there. You know what kind of work a person has to work with? Now, they tell me about that. I got to take that kind of negative off them. We didn't come here to actually teach them about God or anything of that nature. We're here to show by example. So don't let that tear you down. So they go back into the thinking of reasoning again and say, okay, I got it. That's something. It's like a man living with his wife and she don't want him. She just don't want him. But everything he's got tied up in that particular scenario. His car, his home, his future, his past, his present, everything is tied there. Tied. Not flowing, it's tied. And a person that he would like to enjoy all that with refuses to be with him in mind, in ideas. That's not a comfortable thing. That's a reality that constantly keeps the thought of negative there. Then it also makes you mad with God. Don't God see the trouble I'm in? I'm praying to him every day. God, please, am I in a severe chastisement? You don't even know if you're being punished. Isn't that something? Well, that's almost what's happening with us here. We in this community like you are constantly punishing us because we want to do right. We went to the bank, Douglas Bank, because it's a black bank, we went there. And told them we'd like to get set up in such a way. We have a banking system. We want to get up in such a way and we get a certain amount of money. People in the community that's real poor and want to borrow some money, we like to give it to them. They said, that's a good idea, but we're federally funded or whatever. You know, the law won't allow us to do that. You see? But you all never know that because you never come to no meetings, never asked anything. We don't walk around talking about, well, you know, he thinks he's God. And everybody, we don't do that. You got it? Yes, sir. You can sit down.
My name is Willie Walker. I own Walker Electric Company. My question to you is, what is your position on vocational training for young people in the construction arena?
Well, we have a university and a school where they can be taught. We're teaching in the theory, and then we have all these different properties that we're keeping up that we have to literally go out and do it. So that's my position on that. It's not that we're going to go and sit down and just go through some simulation of it. If you have the school and you are willing to allow us to participate with you and you participate with us, we would just jump up and down. We write home and tell Mama we found the right man. In other words, this is for real. You got the company, and if you need help, if it's just for us to learn what we should learn, we'll participate in that. Go and do the work while we're learning. That's what we will do.
I do train young men every day, okay, sir? But I just need to know where you stand on it. I have even asked if you had some apprentices I could have taken at one time and gotten in school. We finally got a way to get them in school so they can have an indentured apprenticeship training program where we can not put these young fellows on federal jobs. Right. In the past, the union said They could not work on federal jobs. You didn't pay them journeyman rate. You cannot pay a young man journeyman rate and train him at the same time. We finally found a way to get around that. So now we had 3 slots this year. We have those filled. Now, one of them is a young man that was in the Katrina incident. The other 2 is local. So if you're saying that they're available, then make that wish known to me.
Yes, sir. We most certainly will. We have the people here that operate in that capacity. And you know him, Brother Mahmoud? We're sure enough to get back with you. Yes, sir. We'll take advantage of it. And that's the kind of participation that I'm asking. You know, I'm not asking everybody just come and give something. You know, you're giving an opportunity. We want to take advantage of it. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I am Denise Graves, and I am happy to see you again. It's been a pleasure to have the United Nation of Islam in our community. My question today is around the violence that's happening in Wyandotte County, and I'd like to ask you to address how we can work together for a dialogue that improves the kind of peace we need in our community. And just want to hear your thoughts on that, and then follow it up with one other question.
As a man thinketh, so is he. It doesn't do any good for us to think of how to keep people confined, because they always think of a way to get out of it, and they're still going to do the wrong. What we do is to invite the ones that want to do right or should be doing right, make it possible for them to come and learn to change their thinking, and we give them something to do while it's being done. If the community were working with us, we can make the incentive money to get them started, because there is no substitute for understanding. Like God said, all you're getting, get understanding. You're getting knowledge and wisdom, but understanding is the last thing and the greatest thing to get. So if we put the temptation out to them, finance, if you will come and do thus and so, and they come and start, and we start to change their thinking in the right way, that's the only way it can be done. And we can't do it by just talking to them. It has to be some kind of way where they can participate in what we're changing their thinking in, to see the value in it. And that's why I say, you know, right here in Condero, right here, in Kansas City, Kansas, they might say, well, I don't really see anything, but we are spread out. This is just a hub. We're all over the country. This is what I really would like to do, and I'm going to do it. And I ain't going to say I'm going to do it if it kills me. No, I'm going to do it, I'm going to still be alive.
Yes, sir.
From the East Coast to here is approximately, 1,100 miles or something like that, driving. Most of us, if you start to do what I do, and most people do what I do, I don't go on a plane. Just for privacy. Not that I'm afraid of anything of that nature. Just for privacy. So, and I do have the time, so I drive. So when we already got a place I'm answering the question. We already got a place in Cincinnati. That's just about halfway. We have apartment buildings there. You can go and relax, rest, sleep overnight, food. We don't have a filling station yet, but we have that kind of accommodation. I want to have it in between there where we have actually a hotel on the main, Route 70. The number 7, Route 70 from the East Coast here. I want to have, every time you need gas, we got a filling station there. We got a restaurant there. So you will always be with your own thought. If you understand what I'm saying. And the people that's causing all this problem in the community is because they don't have nothing to do where they see a future. It ain't no future in, doing something what everybody else is doing. They got to be able to see why they're doing it and what's going to contribute to it, not just the money they're getting from it. So their thinking has to be changed, and it has to be done from somebody that is, not somebody that is pretending. And that's the problem. Everybody's coming up, I'm your leader, I'm the man, and God spoke to me last night, and Robert. Nothing never changes. So we don't know what God said to him. Because the change never materializes. But the person that's actually doing it, then if you check with that or start participating with it, guide your children to it. Like you may say, well, we have a whole lost generation. Well, if you start participating the way you should, I'll change it.
Yes, sir.
I'll change it. Because there is one thing about us, period. When the right amount of divine pressure is applied to you, you will answer. So our children is causing all these particular different things in the community. This havoc, and, we can't go no place without a car being stolen or somebody broke your window out. Like I said, the police is running by the house all night. I've been with myself, man, people get up and go to work, they get up mad. So if they go to work, they're going to cause trouble on the job because they're mad when they get there. We got to produce a situation that stops that. And then we got it in motion. You go there, we got a counselor here. I don't know how many, well, I do know. We don't have no people with us going to jail. We might get a ticket because we ran the red light. So why you running the red light? I wasn't paying attention. Why you wasn't paying attention? Well, I was on security last night, and I just got off from the diner, and I was sleepy. But they didn't do it maliciously or for something that was devilish. That's the best that happens to us. So if it happens with us like that, it can happen with everybody. But we got something to do, and we're constantly doing it. Man standing back there, we deal with the biodiesel. We send him to, like you say, what you got going with the electric. Well, they got some other white folks got things going about biodiesel, and they're teaching and whatnot. Where you stay a week?
Yes, sir.
By himself down in Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Stayed down in the hotel with that class, whatnot, just to learn about the biodiesel. We got that going. So it changed his thought, and he's willing to teach it. We already got the thing going. We rented it in the school bus, and the brother wanted to sell us the school bus. He let us use it. Policeman. 2 school buses. Said, look, I see yours raggedy buses. I got 2 in there. You can use them.
Yes, sir.
So we use them. So, all right, now, they're diesel. One's a diesel, so we use that and use the fuel in it. So it helps to cut it down. We're doing something. So if we give the young people something to do, you will see right away the crime rate will go down dramatically. And them little rascals, I mean, them little ones, even the halfway bigger ones, are scared of them. We can pull them up overnight, believe me. Overnight, change that. However, the community won't do nothing. We have a summer program. We're talking now. We have a summer program where the government comes in. Will you take so many of these students with you all? Yes, yes. We're glad to take them. And the first thing we do when they come in, what is it, hour, Rodney? We go through a mental thing with them so they don't tear up everything we got. But the parents come and go outside and blow the horn or send from to come out. They don't want to be around us. They tell if they're working in the diner, don't eat none of that food. You know, they voodoo you. I mean, but they send the child because they're getting a stipend. The city is paying, they want the money, but they don't want us to say nothing. They don't want us to correct them in nothing. You tell a child something like that. If the parents would kick in and start making this work, it would change like that. Just like that. Instead of having 500 churches, have 1 or 2. And that will only be based on location because it's too far for somebody to. So we have it there. So everything, if you're going to do that, because everything should start from the spiritual, from the why of it, from the righteousness of it. And then when it goes from there out, not down, but from there out, then everything can work the way it should. If it's not, you always got the solution to correct it. So that's what's got to happen. The police works with us. If we say so and so and so, they say, okay, or every once in a while we go and say, any new laws that's coming we don't know about, let us know. Yes, sir, we'll do that. If something happens, say, oh, that's one of you and I. What was a white police officer stopped at the warehouse. One of the brothers, I think it was the brother was coming back from behind the warehouse or whatever, and she stopped. And she said, well, what time do you all lock your gates?
Yes, sir.
They say 11 o'clock?
12 o'clock.
Or 12 o'clock? And she said, well, I thought it was 11. Oh, well, she was checking. Oh, you all.
That's right.
She was by herself?
Yes, sir.
White police officer, female. So you see, they're working with us. Now, and don't get me wrong, we're not snitching on none of our people. Even we see you doing something, we don't tell on you. You come and break our windows out and all that kind of stuff. We see you looking at it. Police come, well, we don't tell on you. You come sit on our property and everything and won't get off. The police say, well, just put up a no trespassing sign and allow us to come on your property and we'll get it done for you. We say, no, sir, we're not allowing that. If we can't get them off, we sure ain't turn them over to you. Yeah, really. Car came along, brother came out and hit one of our brothers in the middle of the street, knocked him up higher than this ceiling, came back and ran over him.
That's right.
And ran. They called me and said, Father, I said, okay, you do this, so and so and so, you can get him. They went and caught that rascal. And his grandmother trying to hide him. So you want to turn this to police? No. Well, what do you want? Because I took care of the child. Child was all right. I said, we just want him to come to our community, come to the temple and apologize. That's all. You see? So this works. We just need people to work it. We're killing ourselves. We need some more hands. We need some more thoughts. And it's a need. Now, we just want it just for us. We don't need nothing from you. We just do it ourselves. But the idea is to make us free from all this negative. make us appear in the eyesight of every person on the planet that these people here are real men. That's what we're doing. So the young people are invited them out here today. Most of them don't come because, like I said, their lack of trust. The trust has been broken. Over 1 million some men went to Washington,
Yes, sir.
and nothing came from it. Tell them, look, go back to your community and join a club. Well, hell, there's in a club before they came. So when we come up and start doing something, they look at us, yeah, right. There are a couple of the brothers, they'll slip off and do something crazy. Then in their mind, they just like everybody else, look, he over there smoking pot. But if he's smoking pot, he ain't with us. Is that right, Brother Aubrey? Other words, we will work with you. We're not trying to hog up all the answers. We will always apply and allow people to show us things also, so we can make it work. We're workable.
Thank you. That was really quick.
That's a bad idea. Take that thing.
The second question is around language. One of the things I'm learning in the conversations around across denomination lines and faith lines is that there is a fear and a lack of trust around how to believe and accept what people have to say. But I think the other thing that's important is how do we bridge language and, for example, do the right thing because it is right to do. We take those languages and try to cross them across Christian lines, that there's something that gets lost in there. And what happens is we lose the intent toward the ultimate goal. And in this instance, it's community activity for youth or meaningful partnerships with the many churches that are around the area that's been developed by the United Nations of Islam.
All right, now, this is something to listen very carefully to. Because usually I never answer questions the way that you expect the answer is going to come. A lot of people like say yes or no. I don't answer that way. I always answer from a way of nature. There is only one real language, and most people never use it. Now, I'm going to answer your question. If all of you all can recall, or if it's happening to you right now, if you have a baby, all of them speak the same language. I don't care if it's Japanese, Chinese, Indian, they speak the same language. That's the natural language. Any other language that they speak out from that, Japanese, English, German, that's a learned behavior. That's not a natural language. That's why you can make different ones. But the natural language is always the sounds, the utterings of a child. The way they do it, a baby, they cry, or they, that's the natural language. And all humans cry the same. Natural language. Is that right? Now, after you acquire a learned language, what you do to make sure everybody understands you, speak definite. Do not speak suggestively and expect the person to fully understand. Because now, since you're speaking suggestively, you allow them to apply what they think it means to what you said. So then you lose the idea. It's lost. And this is what happens in Christianity. In so many different churches because there is no definite in the language. So it goes to the person that has the strongest feeling or opinion concerning God and how he should be served. So they start their own thing. But when you speak definite, you use it like if it's English, you speak it in a definite way. And you be as positive as you possibly can in your thinking to convey that. Then all of the ideas are kept. They're not lost. Like I'm speaking with you all now. I'm speaking with I hope there is some of you all that has not been with us or really checking it out. I'm speaking in such a way to let you know what we are doing requires your attention. And if you would investigate it, even at your home, on your computer, you will see what we're doing. You will see how I think. We have a whole section there called Center Page. Only I speak it. We got some books here. It's in book form, Center Page. We have a book out. You know, the diet book or the Food for Life book. In other words, there are many ways to check out, and all of the language is definite. That's how you convey a person. So this is why most people never like to speak with us, that are with me about religion because they can never get around us. They want to stick to what they believe and what they think. When we actually prove to them what really is, they can't come back to that, so they feel inadequate and they leave. I don't want to talk to them. They don't believe in Jesus. No, we don't believe in it. We know him.
Yes, sir.
We talk what we know. We don't talk what, well, I believe. Forget that believe. Because as long as you believe it, could be right, could be wrong. So if I'm talking with another individual, what I believe, I might be wrong. They go off when I get hurt. Then I should have to pay for that. But if I speak definite to you, like you asked me, well, what should we do about the language so we don't lose the idea in the language? Speak definite. And don't be afraid of what you're going to do with a person's feelings. That holds us back so much. Well, I don't want to really hurt their feelings because he works in the government and he'll stop this project. But hey, come here. We'll stop the project if you speak in gray. Well, we can't trust you. So if you come and look, I just don't like y'all, but I do like that. So, okay, we'll work in that. Definitely. I don't like you, but I like that. Fine. That's like I say, I don't like bean soup, but I like bean pie. Well, don't eat the bean soup. Like you have the bean pie. Definite.
Thank you.
And that's what you do with the little children. Well, I say little children. The youth, whatnot, is going around. They got to get a high somewhere. We were created to make sure that we get a good feeling about things. If there's nothing to make you feel good about what you're doing, you go get some substance and let that substitute. That's why it's called substance. It's substitute for the natural. However, you pay a dear price for that. Dear price.
Thank you. We look forward to facilitating more conversations with churches in our community to build the partnership in a way that would produce what we need for growth in our community.
Just ask us to come.
I do.
Just ask us. We're not going to be, we'll go to your church. You don't have to come down. We'll go to yours, and we're not going to make you change. We're not going to go down and talk about Jesus in no bad way. We know how you, not think, but believe. We know how you think. So we're not going to go to your place and to your home and insult you.
Well, Minister Gregory 2X and Brother Favors and others have been instrumental in that process.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
My name is Larry Morrow, and I am here today to make a commitment regarding something that I see going on in our community. I like what I see in terms of the United Nations of Islam and the impact that they're having, which is positive, on the conditions that exist here in Kansas City, Kansas. And one of the things that I would like to, that I'm going to commit to, is I'm going to use the services that are being offered.
Yes, sir.
By the United Nations of Islam more than I do currently.
Yes, sir.
And the other thing is I'm going to encourage more people that I contact on a daily basis to get more involved.
Yes, sir.
Because one of the things is that we have become strangers unto ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We do not look at each other as resources. We look at each other almost as if we are enemies.
You know, plague or something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I've learned a lot in the few years that I've been on the planet.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to share what little I know with people in the community. And since this instrument exists, I'm going to get involved.
Thank you. Thank you.
My brother, John Morrow, Jr., was instrumental in getting me here today.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm going to be leaning on him.
All right.
And thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And I got to get back to work.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming. Yes, sir. Really, I can't ask for no more than that. That's a beginning. That's a start. Yes, sir.
Greetings.
Greetings.
My name is Andrew Boykin, and first I want to thank everyone for, when I say everyone, the faces in here that have shared with me in my growth. I love the diner, and I love everything that is shared with me. Now to my point, you had made mention, or what I perceived of your conversation is how do you get the community to become a part of what's going on here. And I'd like to share in my opinion, as well as my own personal testimony. I'm a person of 42 years of conditioning, and that conditioning, it took 42 years to get there, and it's not going to go away overnight. That conditioning is basically built on fear. That fear is a fear of death. Secondly, that's just one plateau. once I overcome that, then I'm stuck here because I'm afraid to live. So I'm just going to stay right here right now. I represent, in my opinion, a lot of men who feel the same way. Meaning, would you die for me, not even knowing me? Because if your answer is no, or if your answer is other than yes, then my basic need for survival, my own need for survival, takes precedence over anything that anyone else is asking of me.
That's true.
So therefore, if that innate fear of death, knowing that someone has my back, is taken care of, I may be able to see the opportunity for life. I'm still going to be afraid to live. And then comes the next step. Someone's going to have to take care of that based on my conditioning. Unfortunately, all those learned behaviors you talked about is what I'm made of right now. And I'm still growing.
Whoa.
So,
Hey, he just put it there. What's real?
yes, sir.
Did you actually ask me the question? Or was that
Basically, I just wanted to share with you what I heard as to how can you involve the community. If you take it as a question, if you take it as a thought.
You know, I'm talking about giving my life for you or whatnot. I'll answer it.
However you want to answer it. I was basically just trying to share with what was shared with me because, you know, I've received nothing but good every time I'm invited.
Well, you all hear that? Yes, sir. The man ain't talking about what he believes. He's talking he's living this. Now, we're the only person that can answer his question. Will we give our life for him? Yes. However, this is how we do it. You know, it's a prayer that we're taught to pray. You know, for surely I turn myself to thee, being upright, to ye who originated heavens and earth, and my life and my death are all for you. Well, one for all and all for one. When you're with us, all of us is holding you and backing you. Everything that we're doing in the course of living is answering your question. We will live for you. And if we necessarily really have to die, no, that's not even a question. That's what will happen. Just like they do the president, they pay them people. They go around them, they'll take the bullet for the president. We take more than that. You know, they get paid on, they just take the bullet. But we take insults. We take rejection, constant rejections for you. Even that will come from you. You know, most people that come with me and that get into trouble is because they do outside of what's being taught. I can, but I will not protect you if you step out of the circle of protection. If I say, well, look, if you're going to go to St. Louis and be with me, I say, well, look, before you go, or you plan to go, call me. Let me know what you plan on doing. I'll let you know if it's wise or not. You may say, well, I'm a grown man. I ain't heard of the call. Oh, okay. If you call and let it be known, and I say, yeah, okay, then when I say yes, okay, I'm duty bound and obligated to make sure I take care of you. The whole time you're going, when you get there, not until you get back. Duty bound. But when you say, I don't need to do it, I'll just go do it, you step out, I don't have to protect you. Whatever happened to you, just happened. You know, because you're on your own. But when you're with this is why, you know, even when the police stop us, and they check us, well, look, so in the case, now they start asking, who you with? Oh, we're with the United Nations Islam. Oh, well, look, be more careful. Do so and so and so. Because now they know if they take one of us down to the jail, the slammer, done with it. Well, we'll be right there. We'll take care of that. All right. That's what actually happens. So if you're with this, you can drop the fear. I most certainly understand it thoroughly, what you're saying. Because that's what makes this a necessity, not a luxury. This, what we're doing, is a necessity.
Yes, sir.
It's supposed to have been done. It wasn't. But now, like I say, in the end, two words with a meaning. It means after it's all over with, or it could mean, if you use it the other way, the beginning. You know, like, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth.
Yes, sir.
So, if you're with this, if you just come around us, like you say, you participate with us and whatnot, we get to know you, we get to know your spirit. You don't have to be with us, and we'll still protect you. It's like some of the brothers come around us and say, look, let us know, because, you know, the community is doing quite a bit to us for a while. Then some of the other dealers came around and said, look, you let me know if anything else happened. You need me, we'll take care of it. We said, okay, but we never called on them, I don't think. So, in other words, I'm just reversing it now. They say they watch that after us. I'm saying a person that's got a spirit like yours and whatnot, and you're telling the truth. You don't have to come and say, well, I'm going to join. You don't really have to join this. There's too many black people to join it. We're really family. It's just some is aware, some is not. Some is intelligent, most is not. So if you want to be this way, we love you like we do anybody else. And we will die for you as long as we see that what you're doing is right. We're not going to die for you if we know you stole the car, and we will know it. Now, I don't mean our car. It could be somebody else's car in the neighborhood. Some old woman, a sister, whether you steal a car, we know you stole it. We ain't going to protect you with that. If we see the police come and get you, we're not going to go there and we look and say, oh, man, why can't you do that? We're not going to protect that. But anything other than that, we got your back. I mean, we got it. Is that right, Brother Jimmy?
Yes, sir, Father.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And make sure you come around, brother. Keep coming. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Lois Carruthers, and I'm a university professor, and I live in your community, and I can stay in this community because the fear is not there of living alone and feeling protected, and etc. But what I wanted to revisit that question, the answer that you made in regard to this common language, and you use the term definite. You need to be definite, and I think I'm getting what you mean by that philosophically. Does that entail definite in terms of love and losing the political means by which you achieve that love?
Yes, ma'am. You want me to give you an example?
Yes.
All right. Start dropping the words, I believe, I think, maybe, it should be, it could be, I don't know, if. Start applying, say like, if I'm going to be, and I've heard your name before. It's always been like in a positive way when you're doing something for the community. Did you just say you live by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, see, you need to know us.
I know you guys. I know you. Yes, I know you.
We'll make sure nothing happens to you.
You probably knew my husband, the late William Carruthers.
Did I know him? Oh, well, if I don't, I should.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, when you start that, and about anything, if you say, well, I will do so and so, or I will be so and so, I will do, I am, I know, those things are definite. Now, if you're not sure about a thing, you say, but listen, we're going to do so and so if the scenario or if the circumstances permits us. And if it don't, I will call you. In other words, that's still a definite. About the main idea, you may be in question. About whether we're going to know if a question comes up, you're going to let us know, so we'll know that might not happen because she called and said things don't look too good that way. But just to string us on and don't say nothing, waiting for the phone call, we think it's going to happen, then we got to find you. And you say, oh, well, that didn't go through. I mean, I told you, if so, that's too great. Mm-hmm. And if we spoke about the Supreme Being that way, according to nature, just like I spoke a few minutes ago, how many of you all knew that the baby language was the natural language? Did you all know that? You see? And all other languages are learned language. Did you know that? Some of you knew that. Just didn't know that. So when we start to conduct ourselves in that kind of manner about anything we're in, just like the brother come up and said he had to give us an opportunity to go with the electric field. He got a business. That's something definite, he said. And you said, what, at least 2 people. I think the secretary got all this notice. Is that right, Brother Secretary? Yes, sir. Okay.
Now I'm going to ask you a loaded question.
Load me up.
Mm-hmm. What is the role of women in the Nation of Islam?
In our nation?
Yes.
The the main role is for them to teach the children. If they are married, we expect them to start teaching the children, feed them, breastfeed them, do everything that's healthy for them after we made sure that they're healthy. After that, ain't no boundary. This is what I teach every sister that comes in to be with us. Their role, a what we expect for them to be is a goddess. Period. And the amount or the level of goddess that they will be depends upon the God that they're serving or the God that they're married to. If the man is extremely intelligent and extremely busy, doing things whatnot, and is doing it for the right way, well, his wife is to make sure she dresses, speaks, conducts herself complimentary to him. If she wants to be an electrician, if she wants to fly an astronaut, if she wants to be one of them, do that too. Only thing we don't want her doing is going to any business scrubbing the floors. We don't want to do that. We don't want her to go down and do nothing other than she's going to have the child. She cleans the pampers, the diapers, whatever, she does that. But anything other than that, when I take my wife with me, I always want to make sure everybody that see her, they see what I like. They don't know me, but if they see her and she's right, they say, hey, you got some good taste. So that's, in other words, there is no, I got a granddaughter, and she said, well, Granddad, I want to get something going in this fuel thing and make some energy. I want to do some research. And I say, baby, that's great. I want you to do that. But we got no money. We don't have the funds to actually cause that to come out of her mind. We don't have the resources. But that's what I want to have. So until we get it, maybe we ain't going to get the money until she have a child. And then maybe we're having a child to do it. But there is no restriction on the female other than we don't want them doing nothing where they got to do something that's dirty. That's it.
And my final question, I was looking at your curriculum and it looks great, but how do you, and maybe that's not your role as a group to do that, but I thought about the number of black males in special ed, the growing number of black males in special ed in terms of public schools. Are there opportunities to share what you're doing with the district to work towards some common means around staff development, even helping white teachers teach children of color, et cetera, et cetera?
This is the problem. What you're asking, we have it all developed and in motion. The problem is nobody will take advantage of it. As soon as they say Islam, no, we can't. What you all are doing is great. Well, don't you want to be great with us? Oh, I would like to. However, everything stops. In other words, if we say, well, we're Tom Jones followers. We like the way he sings. We wouldn't have no problem. What most people fail to realize, most people, now the ones that really think, they already know what's happening. If you don't eat right, you can't think right. So to have a program for the person to come to the program, but they go home and eat snacks, or they stop in at Wendy's, it's like spitting in the wind. They come right back in your face. So when the person come with us, and we can really tell you, because the ones that come in the community to work with us during the summer, them are some real rascals. So we got to really put up with them, and we can't tell them nothing about right and the system of right other than what they're doing. We can't put no real why you do it to it, because that's got to be divinity. And the parents has already put it in the stipulation. You can't say nothing about God. Can't even say nothing about God. But here's the program. We got it. Everybody say it works. But when it gets to Islam, they think Islam is something that's a dirty thing. Well, it's against God and don't believe in Jesus. That's a myth. Come and talk, I make myself available. I answer the phone all hours, any day. And you start saying, well, we can't get to me. I'm the easiest person to get to. And it's not that I haven't made other people cause them to be just like me, meaning that they're intelligent. Most anybody in here that's with me, you can call them, they're going to tell you the same thing I say. And it's not that they're quoting, but they're so accurate in using the math to solve the problem or the difficulty or inject themselves into the scenario. It's almost the same as I would be doing it. That's how they have learned. Because you can't, I don't care if you're black or what color you are, you cannot make 1 + 1 3. It just ain't gonna happen. So if you learn to think that way and you're eating right, everything is over then. You got it. So if the white person asked us to come down and help them with the classes and so forth, whatnot, first thing, they don't really know about black people. The teachers don't. The scientists do. People like go to, NASA and whatever, they know all this. But they are like in a different class. They don't want to even be around us You know, because it's like I was saying about our sisters. We don't want them to scrub it open. We don't want them to do that. You know, because, I mean, hey, if you do it in the home, maybe okay, but if you got a son, he going to do that. You know, and I'm there, I'm going to do it. And the only way I want her to do it, if we don't have, my son is not there, and I'm not there, then yes, go ahead and do it. Don't nobody see you. You know, when I come home, the floor is clean. That's the way it is done. We are very workable, very workable. It is everybody else's thing that they got in their mind that stops them. And we're not going to change this, because if we change and go with you all, when I say you all, I'm talking about the way the world thinks, it's going to nullify everything we're doing. We're going to be taken right back to zero. And we're striving very hard. Just like I say, if you all just come out and just say, I like what you're doing, you'll be surprised what it does for us. You'll be surprised. We're open. Anytime you want to try it, just hey.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm going to take my seat. But how do you develop that trust? I mean, what do you see as some of the first steps in terms of developing the trust that's needed?
Give us a job, like where we have to give our word, and see if we keep it. If we keep it, in other words, you know, like if you say, well, I need a light fixture fixed in my home. I know you all got a crew. Will you do it? We say, yes. Well, when can you do it? Well, we'll be there tomorrow. And tomorrow come, we don't come. Then you say, oops. No good. But we're there, knocking on your door, and we got the light bulb shining. We're ready. He said, oh, try that 2 or 3 times. That's just an example. You try that 2 or 3 times, then you can see. And then most everybody that you see don't get paid. We don't have no checks and paying nobody. Everybody that you see that's working with us, that's really in this, they volunteer to do this. I didn't take no club. I didn't go in the closet and come up with no conjuring voodoo to get them. They do it because that's what they want to see take place. And because of what they're doing, everything that they need, and I feel a little, almost sometimes inadequate, because I want them to have some of the things they want. I want them to have everything that I got. I want them to have that plus. There's a lot of things I got. I said, look, I don't really need it. No, Father, you can take this. And I did a couple times, took it and gave it to somebody else, and then they saw it and they got mad. We gave it to you. Why you give it away? I didn't need it. You insisted on me having it. I did, so I gave it to somebody that needed it. Okay, Father. You see, so it's not like, well, this is something that's forced on them. This is a place where if you got an idea and you want to do it, here's the place to do it. We're not going to make it now. You said you wanted to do it. When it gets to that, you can't come back to us and say, well, hey, I didn't want to be here now. You made me come. I didn't want to be here, so hey, I messed up so I could leave. But no. That thing is turning. No, didn't you say you wanted to come? Yes. Well, why you do that? They can't even come up with a reason. If it's wrong. Purposely. So that's what you do. Put us to test. You know, and you come out and see some of our businesses, whatnot, you may come out and say, look, you all need to paint that. We might say, well, we need some paint. If I get you the paint, will you paint it in a couple of weeks? Yeah, we'll paint it in a couple of weeks. Give me the paint and see if they do it. See what I'm saying? Try us. Like I tell the ones that's with me. If you don't believe, try me. Try me. I love to be tried. Yes, sir.
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to thank the Nation of Islam for the positive things that you're doing in the community and the good things you're doing in the community.
Yes, sir.
And what is your thinking on as far as breaking down these different beliefs as far as what people... There's nothing wrong with anyone's individual belief, but how do you get them to break that down as far as removing that from helping in the community as far as the coming together part?
If they would just talk to us, that's all.
Yeah.
Just a conversation. Once you learn how a person thinks, and that fear is removed, and then you start to feel the freedom that you have with that particular person because of the exchange of the ideas and how it really can melt into being one idea, that's the beginning. In other words, we are people that we actually know what we're doing. And when we know, and I don't mean like when I say we know what we're doing, like you may have a brother come and try to put up some lights. He might be just learning. You don't know what the heck he's doing, but he's learning. At least he's trying to learn. I don't mean that kind of way, but I'm talking about for the purpose of what we're doing and why we're doing it, we know. So when someone like you that is not with us, and we know you don't know, because if you really knew, there's nothing on this planet greater than this. I'm telling you, there's nothing greater. So just the conversation, like you speaking now, well, look, I do have a concern. I'd like to do so and so and so, and we start talking with you. And then from whatever the conversation leads to, take the next step. This is living this. This isn't something that we're doing that you're supposed to presto ramo and jump into. You know, we live it. So that's how it gets started. You know, and the thing that's really got everybody messed up is this religious thing. We are not a religion, and we are not the Nation of Islam. We're united. If Minister Farrakhan had accepted what I brought to him, then it would have been the Nation of Islam, and the whole idea as function and whatnot would have changed. But he didn't accept it because he wanted everything for himself. Well, I don't want nothing for myself other than you, because I know where the power lies. I don't care if I'm God or not God. I'm still just one person. I can't do it so much. I can make things happen, but I found that when you make something happen, it can always come back on you. You know, it's like you got a slingshot. As long as it's relaxed, you ain't making it do nothing. But as soon as you make it, you know, that boy might pop. If you got it this way, when it pops, bam! It comes right back on you because you made it. You see what I'm saying? So if it's something that's done freely, from the base of understanding, we got it made. We got it made. And this is your, believe me. I have to say believe in this. Believe me. Or shall I say you should know. We do. This is going to become so popular that it's not going to be enough of us to give comfort to those that come. I'm telling you, this is real relief. Real. It's not pretending. It's real. Even those that are with us that have nothing, so to say, they know they have everything. They just don't have it with them.
Well, no, that's the basis of me coming up here, to say thanks for everything you've been doing in the community, positive, and
yes,
it's
sir.
really looking great. So
and whatever you,
fantastic job.
Whatever you have to add to it, like I said, if it's just a kind word, give it.
Yes, sir.
We're here for you.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir. Will it reach over there?
I'd just like to say, I want to thank our sister. I think her name is our sister Iola.
Louder?
My name is Clarence Hogan. My wife and I are here from New Jersey. And I'm so proud that we had the opportunity to meet with you all. And everything that you've said so far in our meeting and relationship we've had with you all, you've done just what you said you was going to do, even on time in doing it. And I'm very thankful for that, because I have not seen that in the past, you know, dealing with certain people and organizations. I've been in business myself for quite a few years, and this is one of the first time I can say that I've met somebody that's really going to do what they say they're going to do, especially being my race of peoples. I'm not down in my race of people, but, you know, we haven't been on time and we haven't been on the ball. And so I want to thank you all. And most of all, I want to thank everybody that I've met has been so kind, and I just love the way that they are dressed. I mean, I just can't believe that this is happening. Now, I came to this town in 1996, and I had the experience of coming on this particular street, Quindera. And I want to tell you, in 96, I was scared to be down here. I mean, scared, if you know what I mean. And coming back to see what you all have done in this area, you know, I just can't, I don't know how you did it. You know, it's amazing, you know, that you can come in and do this. So this should be a positive for everybody in the state of Kansas and any other state that meet with you all. Now, I want to tell you that I've been to the restaurant, the Food for Life in New Jersey, which you recently opened up, and it was just amazing how the work was done there by the people who run in the restaurant, you all.
Yes.
It's just fantastic. And so I'm overwhelmed with it, and I look forward to a long relationship. I live in Kansas now, but I'm trying to get out of Kansas. But not because there's anything wrong, but I just looking for some warm weather, you know. So I'm getting older now, and this cold weather doesn't agree with me too much. But I want to let you know that I appreciate what I've seen and what all you all have done and the way things are so organized until, you know, I just going to say a prayer that you continue to do what you're doing because you got a job on your hands. and especially the young people of the organization because they are so neatly dressed, and I get so sick and tired of seeing the young men walking around with their pants dragging the ground. It just makes me sick to see that. And seeing these young people here, you know, today, and I was here during the summertime, and they had a blues and jazz festival somewhere on 3rd Street. I'm not that familiar with it, but I went. And some young men, they came into the area, and they had cookies and things that they were selling, and I bought about 5 packs of cookies. I think I ate them up before I got home because they were so good. And they were all so kind to me. I even gave them a tip. You know, I said, they said, no, we don't want. No, you take this. Because the way that they conducted themselves, I just couldn't believe it, you know. And I'm just so thankful that to see what you're doing here. Now, yes, I have heard negative things about the organization, but I don't go by what I hear. I come out to see for myself, you know. And then I use my own mind to determine, you know, what is right and what is wrong. So far, I say everything you're doing is right. And all I can say to you is keep it on, doing what you're doing because it's working.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better. Well, he couldn't have said it either if we weren't really doing it. You know, I don't mean to hold y'all. I don't know if some seats is hard or what. But in New Jersey, we opened up a restaurant there, and we did it based on one little brother, little short brother. And we go to New Jersey, Newark, look like all the people are short. So this brother, he came with us and whatnot, and he liked what we were doing. And he said, Father, we got to have a restaurant. I said, if we get one, you want? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I said, okay, I'm going to take you on your word. So we found a place. They said, Father, we found a place. I went and looked at it. I said, oh, my God. Well, we got our counselor involved and whatnot. The place, we had to take everything out. So what he's talking about, and the other people that's there, they seen us come in, gut the place out. They didn't see no other contractors. Everybody was black. We gutted it out. Then we went in and started putting things back in and putting an arrangement to it. Would you come up here, baby? Not all of y'all, but just, I play a lot, but you ready? Be careful. This is my wife today. This is my wife. Her and Brother Herschel. Is Herschel here? Oh, he's on the camera, brother on the camera. They decorated the restaurant. And the people, now we don't have nothing on it that says Islam. We don't have no star and crest. We don't have nothing. You know, just the way it's designed. So, you see how she's dressed and everything? The restaurant looks a little better than this. That's it, baby. You can go now. Careful. Okay. Well, it is. In all other restaurants that you go into, most people come in there now. Even the Caucasian comes in and says, look, this is my home. Because all other restaurants you go into, you can see it's put together you can see the people got money, so they put up something to show they got money. Or you'll see the restaurant, they're open to get money. This restaurant is like, it hugs you. You know, it don't represent money or the lack of it. It represents a spirit that's clean. And when you eat the food, I don't know what God must have touched that brother. When he fixed the food, we have people come in 75 and 80 years old. They say, in all my life, I ain't tasted no food as good as this. I have to admit, it's good. Did y'all eat that? It is good. Yeah, it's good. So in other words, what I'm saying is, and it's right downtown. You know, when we went to, after we got it, I said, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. And I asked our construction crew, I said, y'all want to work in this? Yes, sir, Father, we can do it. Okay. Then all these different licenses that you got to get. You know, you just don't go down and get something and put it together. You got to get a permit to change the shelf. You got to get a permit to put the light up. You know, it's just a whole bunch of stop you things. They did it. When they went to City Hall and they seen the sisters that was actually going to get the paperwork, whatnot, and the people that give the permission, and they saw them coming, they said, I see God all over you. Whatever you want, you got it. And they've been that way ever since, except the mayor. I hope he's listening to this. Everybody, the deputy mayor, everybody in City Hall, they got a policy you can't go in and solicit anything. This little short brother I'm telling you about, he all up in there all the time. He's the only one they let in there. The mayor, everybody in City Hall has been to the restaurant, and they call it their place. The mayor, we say, well, how come the mayor won't come? Well, he saw a program, and he didn't like what I said about Minister Farrakhan. So it makes you think, that's the mayor? I mean, this organized personalism? Supposed to be for the... I'm not saying this against the mayor. I'm saying an idea. If you got somebody that's actually representing you for your comfort in the community, you can't think like that. And then the people in City Hall is getting on him, it's already in the law that you're supposed to go and welcome them. It's written in the law. But personalism stops it. So what kind of mayor is that? It's just a question. Let me get a brother stand up and give that kind of testimony. Hey, I sent the brother back yesterday. I said, you go tell that mayor, find out what's happening. And he better come on down here and partake of what we got for him. He couldn't get no further than the security office in front of the mayor. Write a note and he'll give it to him. Like the sister was asking me a while ago, what can you do? They push up to stop her. We're there, but you won't take advantage of it. If the deputy mayor and everybody in City Hall is speaking positive, what's stopping him? You see? Like you say, yes, I do have a hell of a job. I met a sister, this is a Caucasian, in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I drove trucks for a little while. I came off and you got to get permits. I came to see when you come in the port of entry. I stopped the truck, jumped right, ran on inside, gave up my $25 to get the, my permit. And while I was in there, it was a Caucasian selling this candy. So she kept asking me, buy some candy. Buy the candy. I said, I don't want no candy. She said, well, we're with the New Beginning, Phoenix. I said, I said, no, I don't want none. She followed me outside, going to the truck. She said, you need to get one of these. So I just stopped and turned around. Do you know who I am? She said, yes. I said, you do? She said, yes. And you got a hard job to do. I said, give me 2 boxes of candy. Because I wanted to let her know. I thought I was going to let her know. You're talking about Phoenix or New Beginning. I'm the one that's going to bring her back to New Beginning. So I'm not going to give no money for no candy for a New Beginning where I know you're not going to do it. But then I was the one that was surprised. So, in other words, here in Kansas City, you got it here, you got it here. I'm here. I'm not running from you. I'm not hiding. So whatever you can do, let's do it. Invite me to church. I might tell you something about Jesus you really like. You really like it. But you'll never know it if you never invite me. Now, if you want me to come to your church, come to our temple. And ask me about Jesus, whoever. Moses, whoever. Even the atheist. You ask me about him. Maybe Pluto or something like that. Let you know about that too. You see what I'm saying? In other words, this is the well of Zimzam for you. There's no end to this. Is that it? Everybody's got it? Don't leave with the good spirit and then lose it once you step through the door. This is the way you should think about it. This is something that's in your midst that no other place has. No other place has. The doctor, I think this is his wife and his son is here. It's got this medical center here. He's going to school for all this time. We are concerned about your health, not your wallet. Bring a little bit, but bring yourself so you can get healthy, because there's nothing better than feeling good because your health is right. Ain't nothing better than that. It's like when you jump up out of bed, whoa, I'm ready to go. Or when you lay down, I'm really not tired, but I'll lay down because everybody else is asleep. You do that. That way, everything is real, real good. I want to get the apartment buildings going that you see over here, and it's what do you call a hothouse, or what do you call those? The greenhouse. It's a big greenhouse for sale. I want to get that so we can have fresh food every day right here for us. I want to do that. We're going to do it. If I have to build one in the sky, We're going to do it. However, if we participate, it's very easy to do. And I'm not going to challenge you what you believe about God or whatever. That's irrelevant. I want to know what you think about us. I don't mean now. I mean, in your interactions with us, I'm going to determine how you think about us, because you're not going to find nothing wrong. Isn't that something? Okay, well, I certainly appreciate you all coming. This may be longer than what you all have been sitting and listening to. It's not a sermon. It is a request from me to you all. Participate in what I have for you. Don't let life pass you by the opportunity to be happy. You know, and especially the sisters. Brothers are to be joyous. The sisters are to be happy because the brothers are making them that way. You see my wife to come up here? She's getting ready to leave tomorrow. She went down in the diner, and I don't know if we have pictures of the diner or not, but it is phenomenal. It's a little place. But everybody that comes in, they say they don't want to leave. You know, we're supposed to close at 8 o'clock at night. We're still trying to get them out at 10 o'clock. You know, we don't want to just be rude, you know, turn the lights off, and we don't have no secret ashtrays and nothing like that, so we... They don't want to leave. They do not want to leave. They want us to open up on Sunday. But that's the one day we close. We don't have a big staff of people, and we cannot hire people from the community, because if we do, what the people are experiencing is going to vanish. It's going to vanish. We would like to. Maybe we can hire them to wash the dishes, you know, something of that nature. But what we're offering is ourselves. We're not offering the food. It's just that the man that cooks it, he's a master. But we're offering ourselves. Got it? We got in the restaurant, we got XM, and we got wireless internet, and we got us. We got a TV. I think we're getting direct TV now, so if you want to look at the baseball game while you're eating and whatnot. But most people act like they don't even care about that. Just being in the company. You got it? We want to do that here. We really want to do it here. And I want to make sure, I see a lot of old people here. You all are looking like the buildings. They look bad. It shouldn't be that way. And it shouldn't be that you got to go to the white folks' home when they got a home for old folk. You know, that's like old folks. With old folks, you inviting death. In order to you to have the spirit to live, you got to be around some young people. And we don't mind being around you. And we're not going to rob you. Or on that note, enough said. I have Brother Secretary to come up, so if you all want to do anything at this particular time or find out anything, he will give you all the what's and whatnots. Brother Secretary, should I think your name now? Brother Secretary James, 2 legs. Salam alaikum, and thank you all for coming.